Hey guys, my name is Lily and today I want to show you the correct way of how to strike a fire steel. Stay tuned. Brav. Good dog, good dog. Good dog. You dirty little girl. Yeah folks, so this is not my dog, it's my aunt's dog that I sometimes borrow. And yeah, it's a she and her name is Julie. Alright guys, so there are many ways how you can strike your fire steel, and in the course of time I have seen a lot of fire steel techniques. And first I want to show you a very popular technique, which is not my favorite, I have to say. So it goes like this. First you hold your striker very firmly at one spot, and then you just put it on the fire steel, and then you draw back your fire steel, like this. Now the problem with this technique here is that the fire steel is pretty far away from the wood here or from the potential tinder, and usually this technique only works with very fine tinder like cotton. Okay, let's open up a tampon, which is one of the best sources for very fine tinder because it's made from cotton. Okay, so I'm taking the small piece of cotton and now I try to ignite it with this technique. So as you can see, it just worked. So this was the cotton tinder, which is very fine and it doesn't grow in my area, and the only natural alternative that I could find is this here. So this is very fluffy as well. And now let's see if I can ignite this plant here with the first technique as well. So it worked, as you can see. So this first method is really okay for very fine tinders. But what about this plain grass here? Can I ignite it with the same technique? Let's find out. As you just saw, I could not get the grass ignited. So now I'm trying my knife because I can get hotter sparks with it. So as you just saw, I could not get the grass ignited again. So now I want to try a different technique. A technique which is my favorite. So for this technique, I just take the grass and I make a bundle, and then I pinch it down with my fire steel, like so. And this way the tinder won't move that much anymore. And now I strike down the fire steel and let's see what happens. So I don't know if you just saw the flame, but I got a flame. See? I just ignited the grass. So this technique where you directly pinch down the tinder works better because the fresh sparks do not have to fly such a great distance. Let's try another tinder. Let's try this birch bark. Let's try to ignite it with the first technique. Didn't work. Now let's try it with the second technique, where I pinch down the tinder. See, it worked. Okay, now let's try to make some fat wood shavings. Now let's try the second technique. Here we go. Okay, now let's pretend that you did not find any tinder in the wilderness and you also didn't bring one with you. The thing that you have to do now is you have to make your own tinder. And I'm making my own tinder by making some very fine shavings from a small log of dry wood. And now I'm making some fine shavings with the back of my knife. Here we go. So this here is really my favorite technique, the pinching down method. And the other technique I barely use. I only use it, for example, like if there's something in the way. For example, if I have to make a fire in a deep hole, like a Dakota fire pit. But yeah, other than that, I'm using the pinching down technique because it really works great and it concentrates the spark in one spot. Alright folks, so this was how to make a fire with using a fire steel and a striker, or a fire steel and a knife. And yeah, I have to say it's really important to master the skill of how to strike the fire steel in a correct way. And fire steels are great, but I always recommend that people also take other means of fire making with them, like for example a lighter or matches, because you never know what happens. Maybe you get caught in a week of rain and then everything is wet, and then it can be very tricky to make a fire with a fire steel. So I always recommend that you take, besides the fire steel, you can take like a lighter with you or matches, something that will back up your backup, okay? And yeah, if you're interested in getting my fire steel or my knife here, then please make sure to check out my website. You will find the link in the description below. All the best and stay tuned till next time.